Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala. Inshallah, today we're going to talk about the damir. We started talking about it a little bit last time. We're going to talk about it more this time. The damir, which is the pronoun or the plural ad-dama'ir. And I have that written here. Ad-damir / ad-dama'ir. Right? Okay. For the most part, we understand that the damir is what takes the place of a noun. Right? So if we go up and let's read our qawaid, we don't really need to use our examples. Our examples are for understanding the concept. For us, this part I think we should already have down, right? And if we introduce the other foreign words, it'll be a little bit hard. Here it says al-qaida. Ad-damir ismun ma'rifatun yadullu ala al-mutakallim aw al-mukhatib aw al-ghaib. The mere pronoun is a noun. A definite noun. Here it says ma'rifa. Remember last time we talked about ma'rifa was definite. What was indefinite? You remember? Nakira. Nakira. We mentioned that angels, Munkar and Nakir, coming to you.
Yeah.
Nakira.
Yeah. Nakir.
No, not Nakir. Nakira.
Nakira.
With a ta marbuta. Right? Okay. Ad-damir is an ism. It's a noun. Ma'rifa. Meaning it's definite. When we say he, she, it, they, them, those, all that, right? We understand that that is something definite, right? That is a definite thing that we're talking about. We're not talking about any she or any he, or that's not possible. When we have a he or she or an it, right, then it's something definite. Okay, يدل على المتكلم أو المخاطب أو الغائب. It points to المتكلم, the one talking. المتكلم, the one talking. أو المخاطب, or the one being spoken to. Right? أو الغائب, the one who is absent. Right? So al-mutakallim, we can memorize that word easily, right? Takallama, kalam, the one doing the talking. Al-mukhatab, like the word khutbah, he's receiving the khutbah, right? And al-ghaib, like the ghaib, or like ghiba, you talk about him and he's not there. Ghaib, right? So these three words we need to learn. Okay? Now, we spoke about last time that we have two types of dama'ir. Those which are munfasal, meaning unattached or detached, and muttasal, attached. So we say al-munfasal is detached, right? And munfasal is attached. Detached meaning they stand on their own. Attached meaning they're connected to a word. You need me to open up the other mic for the other device? Hamad? Anyway.
They're connected to a word. He said, yeah.
Yeah. So attached.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So we have detached and attached. So for instance, detached would be أنا المتكلم, right? The one who's talking. نحن المتكلمين, those who are talking, right? It would be أنت, which would be المخاطب. أنتِ المخاطبة, right? The one you're talking to, right? أنتم المتخاطبون, right? أنتم أنتن, so on and so forth, right? All of these can stand alone. Versus, and there's others. Huwa, hiya, hum, hunna, right? Huma, antuma, right? Versus ka or kum. Assalamu alaikum. Can I stand by itself? Kum, ka, ki, hu, ha. No. These are attached. Right? These are detached on the right side. So, let's make our chart. We always have the same chart. Jumped up. Tayyip. We always have this same chart. We always have. Let me go here. We always have singular, dual, and plural. Right? And then we always have third person, male, female. Second person, male, female. And first person. Right? Always. So now, if I want to talk about third person, male, singular, what do I say? This one right here, what do I say?
What do you mean? What do you say?
What is the pronoun? What's the pronoun? The detached.
Anta.
Anta is third person.
What is third person in?
Huwa.
Huwa.
That's he.
That's third person.
That's third person.
First person is the one talking. Second person is the one being talking to, and the third person is the one. So we have huwa.
Okay.
Let's make some space here. Okay. What would be the dual? Hamad, I think you don't have your headphones in all the way or something.
Huma.
Because you have a big echo.
Nah, it's just the background.
Okay. Plural.
Hum.
Home.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Now third person. Feminine, singular.
Can hear.
Here. You know what? I did something wrong here too.
So what is gonna be? He, my?
Nope. Give me 1 second. I want to write it here. It's going to be the same. Huma. And over here,
Really?
yes, it's the same. Your duals many times are the exact same.
Okay.
What's third person plural, feminine?
Hunna.
Hunna.
So that's the regular thing, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Second person, male, singular.
Enter.
Enter. Dual,
But and what's
Entuma.
Entuma.
entuma. And plural,
Entuna.
entum.
Entum. The Entum.
Second person, feminine singular.
Anti.
Nt.
I guess it'd be the same thing. Entuma.
Entuma.
Entuma. And this would be Entuni. No, Entuna.
Antunna with a shadda on the noon.
Yeah. Entuna.
طيب. First person singular.
Enter.
Enter.
Anna.
Anna.
Anna. Now dual. We could say there isn't one, but some people say there is when they just say it's the same as the plural, which would be nahnu.
No.
Right? طيب. That's your detached pronouns. Okay? Before I make it complicated, we're going to go and if we look here, third person is al-ghaib. Second person would be al-mukhatib, and the first person would be al-mutakallim. Right? So we would say al-mutakallim here. Under this category, we would say al-mutakalliman, al-mutakallimun. Just make it dual and plural. That's it. When talking about it grammatically. Al-mutakalliman, al-mutakallimun. Same thing. Al-mukhatab, al-mukhataba. Al-mutakhatiban. Al-mutakhatibun, al-mutakhatibat. Right? And you could say al-ghaib, al-ghaiba, al-ghaiban, al-ghaiban, al-ghaibun, al-ghaibat. Simple. Right? You just take the ghaib and mutakallim and mukhatib, you make it male or female, singular, dual, plural. And that's how you would talk about it grammatically. Now, like I said, before I go and confuse you with anything else, let's talk about the attached pronouns. And I have at the end of a word, what is for huwa?
Who?
You got a word here. Who. Right? Dot, right?
Right.
What would be for the dual?
Huma.
Huma. And for home?
Whom.
Home.
It'll be okay because it'll be written like that with that high.
Yes. Because it's connected. It's in the middle. That's where these three dots are. that there's other words
There's other words.
or letters on there.
These, the other one's gonna be,
No, these in the dark blue, this first
Yeah.
column that we wrote, those are detached.
detached. Okay. I guess.
These are attached.
I guess.
So, radiyallahu anhum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how would hiya be attached?
Ha.
Ha. Huma.
Huma.
It's gonna be the same thing. Yeah, Huma.
And hunna.
And hunna.
Nah.
Same thing.
Nah. So it won't be. How can you write the highlight that one?
It doesn't matter. You're right.
Okay.
طيب. أنت.
Yeah.
Huh?
Cat. Nah. Well.
ك. كتابك. بيتك. السلام عليك.
Okay. As I'm thinking your. But okay.
That is.
Yeah.
You.
You.
You, your, all of this is. We're going to talk about all that in a minute. أنتما.
Antuma.
Kuma.
That had the thing. Those really. I don't think.
And أنتم.
Kum.
السلام عليكم.
Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
أنتِ.
Key.
أنتما.
Kuma.
أنتن.
Same thing. Kuna.
أنا.
E.
You either have E
You have E
Yeah.
or ni.
E.
Could be this or that,
This or that.
right?
That's a known. Yeah.
Noon, yeah.
Yeah.
نحن.
Nahnu.
Nah.
Right? Same thing because they're the same.
Right? Because they're the same.
And it could be,
And it could be,
yeah, just like that.
yeah, just like that.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Oh.
these are our attached
These are
and
our
detached
attached
pronouns,
Detached pronouns.
right? You should be able to fill this chart in. Now let's look at our rules a little bit because we're about to learn something that I started doing. We have our attached and detached. We've now talked about muttasal and munfasal. Munfasal from fa, sad, lam, right? Infisal or munfasal and all of this has to do with detached. Ittasal from wasala, meaning to be connected, attached. Okay, we have mutakallam, mukhatib, and al-ghaib. right? Mutakallam is first person, the one talking. Al-mukhatab, second person, the one being spoken to. Al-ghaib, third person, the absent one, the one who is not in the conversation. Like we say, A, B, conversation, see your way out of it, right? You're not here, right? Or act like you're not here. We're not talking to you.
We're not talking to you.
Okay.
Okay.
What we did earlier from the detached of huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna, anta, antuma, antum, right? Anti, antuma, antunna, ana, nahnu. What we did there, let me just erase this because we don't need it. What we did there are all marfu. Those are marfu.
The whole chart.
That whole chart for the dark blue are all marfu.
Oh, just the dark blue.
Right.
Okay.
We're going to get into the mansub in a minute, but that's where it's going to be a little bit confusing. But it becomes easy, alhamdulillah. And it's going to make so much other stuff make sense. So let's scroll down to our... It's going to make it's going to confuse what we're doing now. It's going to add a little bit of, not confuse, but add a level of technicality or difficulty. However, it's also going to clear up a lot of stuff, which is going to make it worth it. Okay, الضمير المنفصل, the منفصل pronoun. ما يمكن النطق به وحده is what's possible to pronounce it by itself. من غير أن يتصل بكلمة أخرى, without being attached to another word. So I can't really say nah. I mean, I can say it, but it's not going to make sense. If I say na, if I say kuma, right? If I say ka, right? Ki, that's not going to make any sense, right? Say e, doesn't make any sense. Just say that by itself. But if I say ana, nahnu, antuma, huma, antum, anta, anti, huwa, hiya, those make sense. But if I say who, he, or ha, that's not, those aren't words by themselves. So the damirun munfasal, and this is where you see the diqqa, the depth and the preciseness that they come up with when they have Arabic terminologies and stuff, right? Damirun munfasal, the detached pronoun, is what is ma yumkinu an-nutqu bihi wahdahu, is what's possible to pronounce it by itself, min ghayri an yattasila bi kalimatin ukhra, without it being attached to another word. Ad-dhama'ir al-munfasila al-khasa bi-raf hiya, when they are marfu'. When they are marfu', ad-dhama'ir, the pronouns munfasila, which are detached, al-khasa bi-raf, which are specifically in the marfu' case, then they are ana lil mutakallim, nahnu lil mutakallimin, anta lil mukhatib, anti lil mukhataba, antuma lil mukhatibain, right? Antuma lil mukhatibin, anti antunna lil mukhatibat. And we just went through all this, right? This is just the Arabic of it, right? And we did the Arabic of it. Now, what does that mean? A lot of times I tell you, for instance, that the mubtada is marfu'. The khabar is marfu', right? The fa'il is marfu'. You remember me saying these things? That's because when you want to replace them. So for instance, I say Muhammad Tawil. Muhammad is tall. But I said a whole lot up here ahead of this. I don't want to say the word Muhammad again. I want to use a pronoun. We're not just going to keep using his name. We're going to use a pronoun. We're going to say Huwa Tawil. He is tall. Right? He is tall. Right? Let me see. Anyway, that's an example. So these are when they are marfu'. Now, this is the technical part. الضمائر المنفصلة الخاصة بالنصب هي. They are the detached pronouns which are specifically in the mansub case. Then they are إيايا, إيانا, إياك, إياكي, إياكما, إياكم, إياكن, إياه, إياها, إياهما, إياهم, إياهن. Right? What does that mean? I'm now adding iya. Right? Why am I adding iya? Because I want to make the, for instance, and we talked about this roughly before, that I want to make a word that, for instance, has two maf'ulun bihis. So let's go up and maybe see if they give us an example here. Right? Where's it at? Iyaya madaha al-mudarrisu. Madaha al-mudarrisu. Madaha means to praise. Like we talked about the word hamd. And it has how it has the same letters in it, but it's different. Hamd is something deserving of praise with great attributes, whereas madah is praise that the person isn't necessarily deserving of. Right? Al-mudarrisu is marfu' because it is the fa'il. Madaha here is a verb. He praised. Who praised? Al-mudarrisu. Right? He's the one who did it. He's the fa'il. Right? So it's marfu'. Who did he praise? Iyaya. Me. But I don't say ana madaha al-mudarris. You don't say I, because ana madaha al-mudarris is not correct. Right? Ana becomes a mubtada. It's marfu'. We don't say it like that. Iyaya allows this to be mansub. Who is the object of the praise? Ana. While ana is marfu', iyaya, since it's the object, it needs to be mansub, and it becomes mansub by adding this iya. It allows you to carry the pronoun. So let's look at the second one. It might be a little clearer since it's in a better order to what we're used to.
That makes sense.
Dhanna ar-rajulu, dhanna from suspicion. The man thought, or like this, sa'idan iyyaka. Seriously? Dhanna ar-rajulu. The man thought sa'idan, happy, basically iyaka, for you. Right? For you. He was happy for you, right? But that wasn't any easier, I don't think, because it wasn't a clear-cut sentence. Let's go down a little bit. See if we could see something in our examples. Okay. Just give me a second here. For instance, if we want to say, I gave it to you. I gave it to you. أعطيت. أعطيت. I gave. Right? Now I got two objects here of my verb. One, what I gave, and two, who I gave it to. Right? So, أعطيت. I want to say I gave it to you. It is object number one. To you is object number two. Right? How am I going to say it? I cannot add both of them. So we're going to say this it is a masculine thing. Right? أعطيته. I gave it. إياك. To you. Because I cannot say أعطيته ك. I can't say that.
Yeah, explained that before.
Huh?
Yeah, explained that before. They can't stand, it's a double thing. That's when you have to use the yaka for the
right
to put the pronoun on.
Right. You can't have. I can't say أعطيته ك. I can't have both of these here. It's not, it's not possible to add both pronouns. So how do I add the second one by itself? Because you got to remember, it's going to stand alone. I can't attach it, but I can't just put أتيته أنت. That doesn't make sense. أتيته أنت. That doesn't. I gave. No. So this iya allows me to attach that third pronoun or that second pronoun, but it's not really attached. It allows me to put it in the sentence. I can't say أتيته أنت. Right?
Right?
So it says
because anta is a marfu.
Because anta is marfu. Now that's a technical part. I mean that's the truth. That is marfu, so I can't do it. However, I mean even then, if I said it, I think أتيته أنت, it wouldn't even make sense to you. أتيته, okay, I gave it. أنت, you're expecting something else because you is a noun. It's like we understand. I mean, maybe you don't as a beginner. I'm not sure, but it just doesn't make it just doesn't sound right. Like it's part of the sentence is missing or something. But if you say أتيته إياك, right? So we can say نعبدك. نعبدك. We can say that. We worship you. We worship you. We can say that. But I don't want to put the ka second. I want to single the second. I want to single out who I'm worshiping. Right? I want to single it out. So I'm going to say Anta na'budu. That just doesn't sound right. Anta na'budu. you we worship. Right? Anta na'budu. No. So what I'm going to do, in order to put this anta first, or this ka, because that's the pronoun for anta, if you remember, the attached pronoun, in order to make it the object, because anta makes you the subject. When I'm talking to you, Abdullah, anta, you're the subject. You understand? When I'm talking about huwa, he's the subject, which is marfu in Arabic. It's the mubtada. It's the subject. So I'm talking about anta. I'm talking about huwa. That becomes the subject. I don't want it to be the subject. I still want it to be the object of our worship. I'm talking about what we do, but I want to mention the object first to show the singling out of it. So I say Iyaka na'budu. Which allows me to put my object of the verb first. But it's mensub. It's not the subject. We're not talking about Allah. We're talking about what we do. Na'budu. We worship. We worship na'buduka. We're able to say this down here. But I want to sing. But saying na'buduka, as we explained in English, if I say, for instance, I'm going to grade your paper, Abdullah. Someone could say, and mine too. Right? Hamad could say, and grade mine too. Or like this, right? Or, and he's going to grade mine too. He just talked to Abdullah because Abdullah was dozing off or whatever, right? Whereas I said, Abdullah, your paper I'm going to grade. Or your paper I'm going to pay special attention to. Right? Then now I have singled you out. I'm going to pay special attention. That's still the subject. I'm still talking about me, but I have singled you out by placing you first. Right? So this is what we do with Iyaka na'budu. That's the secret of that coming first. So how did we do that? How did we put that specificity there, that where we singled him out? Iya doesn't mean alone, like so many people think, Iyaka, you alone. No, but by the fact that we brought it first. If I say, I worship Allah, then it sounds like it could be ... and something else, right? But if I say, Allah, I worship, you can hear in there, even if I don't say alone, that I have that I am singling him out. Do you understand?
No.
So I say, I worship Allah. It could be continuing. Right? You say, Allah, I worship. Even if I don't say alone, you understand that from my statement. And so this is why Iyaka na'budu means we worship you. But because of the word order, you alone, we worship. Right? Because of the word order. It becomes like that. And so this is what Iya does. Iya allows us to attach a pronoun, right, in the mensub form. When it becomes the object of the verb, it allows us to do so. Iya has that ability it gives us that ability to do that. So that would be, if I were to look at my chart that I made here before class, this would be the chart. Iya, na, so on and so forth, right? Iyakum, right? So we say in Arabic, Jazakallahu khaira. right? Jazakallah, from jaza. But because we added the pronoun there, this alif maqsura became an alif mamduda, right? Jazakallah. May Allah reward you. So do I tell the person, wa ant? Anta is the subject, the doer. But I want to make him the object of Allah's worship. So I don't say wa anta, I say wa iyaka. You understand? Because wa anta would be that you're making him now the subject, and you what? No, I don't want to talk about you. I want you to be the recipient of the jaza, of the reward, of the good reward, right? So I say wa iyaka, and this becomes mansub, maf'ulun bihi, wa iyaka, right?
And okay, and that's saying
and you too, and
okay.
may he reward you too.
You too, yeah.
Not wa anta and you, and then I could say anything else about you. No, but may he reward you too.
Mm-hmm.
So may
so
he.
Specific.
It just doesn't mean, for instance, I'm gonna try to get hopefully not too technical and mess it up, right? It doesn't mean and you too. It means and may he reward you too. Why? How do you say that? There's no reward in there, right? And not even two. Maybe he reward you. Well, the two would be the what, basically, right? Or may he reward you too, however, right? Where is the he reward? It's in the response. It's from the original statement. Jazakallahu khaira. Right? May Allah reward you with good. So, wa iyaka, it makes it, iyaka is mansub because it's the object of the verb. So he reward, meaning that's implied from the statement. You understand? So we say what iyaka.
Specific because of the way you say it, yeah.
Because of the way you say it, because it's a response. So it automatically implies the other statement. Because there has to be a verb here before wa iyaka. There has to be a verb because iya is for attached, is for detached pronouns when they're in the mansub form. So it has to be a verb when it's the object of the verb. It's an object. What's the verb here? And you too. What's the verb? There isn't one. And may he reward you too. Oh, okay. The reward is the verb, and you too are the recipient, the object. You understand? Okay.
That's clear.
But that was kind of understood already there, though. But yeah, I know some people do kind of translate it differently, or have a different understanding of it.
Okay. Here's the mere al-muttasal. Attached pronouns. What's he going to say about these? We got about 13 minutes left. Al-Qaida. Ad-damir al-muttasal. The attached pronoun. هو الذي لا ينطق به وحده. It is what you do not pronounce by itself. ويتصل دائما بكلمة أخرى. And it is connected always دائما بكلمة أخرى, to another word. That's the attached pronoun. Now let's find out about some of the cases. I don't know why it did me like that last night too. There we go. There's some more rules, right? There's some more rules. The next rule. And if you look, how many rules have we learned, man? 78, 79, 80 rules. Now, a couple of them we skipped from them chapters, and I still haven't gotten with the brother. So, but for the most part, we have almost 80 rules when today is over from Arabic grammar. And if we look, we're on page 210 of 430 pages. Right? 210 of 430 pages. So we're getting somewhere in the book. Right? We're getting somewhere. Okay, he says الضمائر المتصلة بالأفعال, the attached pronouns in verbs وهي خاصة برفع, which are in marfu form. هي التاء, let's count them. 1 تاء, وألف الاثنين, والواو الجماعة, والنون النسوة, وياء المخاطبة. Okay, what is this? What is this? Okay, for instance, if we look at a verb chart, I'll make one real quick. فعل, فعل, فعلوا, right? فعلت, فعلتا, فعلنا, right? فعلت, فعلت, فعلتما. This is for past tense. فعلتما, فعلتم. فعلتي, right? فعلتي, فعلتما. See, Abdullah, you should be having a pencil writing this down, talking about you got a guy you're going to get with me. You got a guy been getting with you. You got a guy been getting with you for the last 2 years almost. فعلتن, فعلتو. No. فعلتو, فعلنا. Okay? Now, let's look at what he says. Let me get a different color pen here. Let's look at what he says. He says, they are the ta, the alif al-ithnain, the waw al-jama', the noon al-niswa, and the ya al-mukhataba. Okay? Which requires me to write the present tense as well. Right? Yaf'alu. I'm not going to put all the verbs on there, the vowels. Yaf'alu, yaf'alani, yaf'aluna. Right? Taf'alu, taf'alani, and yaf'alna, yaf'alna. طيب. تفعلوا, right? تفعلان, تفعلون, right? تفعلين. It's a ya there. Should have had a dot hump for the ya. تفعلين. Okay, أخي. تفعلان. Right? تفعلنا. Right? And then وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. أفعلوا, نفعلوا. Okay, this is orange past tense, green present tense. So he says الضمائر متصلة بالأفعال وهي الخاصة برفع وهي التاء. Right? التاء. right? So now we look at the past tense. We're looking at the orange only right now. For instance, fa'ala, the pronoun is built into it. Huwa. Huwa. Right? Fa'alat, this ta, they call it ta al-mutaharrika normally because that one has a vowel on it, a haraka. But here, this ta is a ta ta'nith, showing the feminine. This isn't a pronoun. Hiya is still built into fa'ala. But the ta ta'nith lets us know that it's a she, right? But it's not a pronoun. Here's our alif al-ithnain. That fa'ala, this yaf'alani, taf'alani, right? Fa'altuma. You have your alif al-ithnain. That is your pronoun here, inside of a verb. This ta here, fa'alta, fa'alti, fa'altu. Now this alif al-ithnain is here. But fa'altu, tuma, tum, tunna. Those are your pronouns. Right? Waw al-jama'. Waw al-jama'. Where's my chart at? Where did I just draw it at? Waw al-jama'. Here. That's your pronoun. That's the who's doing it there. Right? That lets you know who or how many are doing it. Right? The next one, noon and niswa. Noon and niswa. That's here. Right? And that's here. In the present tense rather. Not there. The noon and niswa. It lets you know who's doing it. Right? And then you have a ya al-mukhataba, which takes us to this form here, taf'alina. That's your pronoun. That lets you know who's doing it. Right? That lets you know who's doing it. Inside the verb. Otherwise you have fa'ala. That's he. It's built into it. Fa'ala. That's two. Right? Fa'alu. Three or more. That wow lets you know that. That alif here lets you know it's two of them. Fa'alat is still third person. We know it's feminine because we have this ta. That's it. But it's not a pronoun. Right? It's still hidden and built inside. Right? This ta here, and this, what I'm underlining, is the same thing.
Okay.
Ta ta'nith. Go ahead.
You're saying it's built inside that fa'alat.
Right.
But it's a she.
It's a she because of the ta ta'nith right here. But it's not the pronoun. The pronoun is hidden inside of here.
Okay. But
just like it's hidden inside of here. But I know it's a male because it doesn't. I know it's masculine. It could be it or it could be he.
Okay.
I know that it could be he because it doesn't have the ta ta'nith. Fa'alat is still it, but I know it's something feminine because of the ta ta'nith. Right? Same thing here. Fa'alata, fa'alata. Except here I now have the alif al-ithnain. The thing that lets me know it's two. Right? And here, fa'alu, that lets me know that it's more than two. Right? Fa'alta, this is a pronoun. In a past tense verb. Fa'alta, fa'alti, fa'altu. That's letting us know who did it. Fa'alta, you. Fa'alti, fa'altu, fa'altuma, fa'altum, tunna, so on and so forth. That's letting you know who they are. Tu, tum, tunna, all of that, right? And we only got about 2 minutes left, so we'll stop here just because of the context, and we'll go over, inshallah ta'ala, these next few rules next week. And if you review what we did today, you make this chart here, Ya Abdullah, and you put your third one, Iyahu, Iyaha, right? Iyahuma, Iyaka. Iyaki, right? Iyaya, iyakuma, so on and so forth. Then you have all of those attached and detached pronouns up until this point, right? And then it'll just be time to
So
talk
it'd be
about
Iyahuma.
iyahuma, iyahuma, iyakuma, iyakuma,
Yeah.
iyana, iyahum, iyahunna, iyakum, iyakunna, iyana. So you should be able to make that chart, right? And you should be able to make this chart here as well, past and present tense verbs, brother. طيب.
طيب.
We'll meet tomorrow for 40 نووي inshallah.
Inshallah.
Take care of yourself, brother. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.